Hello, 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 all. Welcome to or welcome on back to Rise and Inspire LA with your girl Naraya Ahava. And I hope you all are doing fabulously today. And today's topic is going to be something that I'm sure we all kind of struggle with from time to time with life being as crazy as it is. And today we're going to get into some tips to help stop overthinking. Overthinking, it can definitely create just unnecessary stress, right? And it can stop you from living in the moment and being present because your mind is just thinking a million times ahead and all of that good stuff. So today we're going to kind of review some tips to kind of help us stay in the moment and not stress out by overthinking, right? Because when we don't overthink, we find ourselves in a better state of peace. So let's embark on this journey to be more mindful and just have a more relaxed mindset. So, tip number one is to become aware of the problem. Pay attention to your thought patterns so that you can kind of catch yourself and realize when you are just stuck in a loop of just ruminating over something or just really putting way too much mental energy into something that maybe in the moment you can't change. And so that's probably why your brain is just kind of in a loop because you're like, you don't know what to do or you don't know how to fix it or you don't know how to go about it. So just become aware of when you're doing that because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. So awareness is definitely the first key to changing and trying to put a stop to overthinking. And that ties into tip number two, which is just cultivate mindfulness. That involves just being fully present in the moment and just observing your thoughts without any judgment. I think sometimes we're all a little guilty of judging ourselves for what we're thinking or how we're feeling about a situation. And that's not good. That we're human and emotions and feelings fluctuate and all that stuff. So don't get mad at yourself. Don't judge yourself when you may find yourself in a particular loop or overthinking on something, but become aware of it and be able to catch yourself and become mindful of it and be able to kind of detach yourself from the endless stream of thoughts. And that can kind of help you just find some mental clarity is by becoming aware of it and then being able to consciously stop it and say, okay, I realize that I've been having this thought for a little too long now. Maybe it's something that I can't change right now, so I'm not going to stress about it or just keep myself in like this mental agony or this mental loop about it. So just become more mindful of the thought so that you can catch it and release the thought, right? And then that sets us into our third task, which is set boundaries with your thoughts. When you catch yourself overthinking, when you catch yourself in that loop, give yourself a specific time frame to focus on the issue at hand. If it's something that you can do something about, perfect. Once you become aware that, okay, I'm thinking about this has been on my mind for a minute now. What can I do to make a change here? What can I do to alter this? And then just tackle that issue at hand. And then when that time is up, make a conscious effort to shift your attention to the present, because I feel like we all kind of fall into that where sometimes we find ourselves thinking about something over and over and we can, if we don't pay attention, we like a long stretch of time can go by and we are like still stuck on a given thought. So it's like, okay, if it is something that's important, sure, give yourself a time frame and say, okay, I'm going to worry about this for X amount of minutes or whatever. But then after that, we got to move on. We can't stay stuck in this loop here. So just make sure that you set boundaries with your thoughts once you catch them and become aware of them. And the next tip, I would say shift your focus from problems to solutions. I think that that's definitely what stresses us out a lot of times is that we're so focused on, we got A, B, and C problems going on. We got A, B, and C things that are kind of stressing us out. But instead of focusing on that, focus on the solution. What can we do to solve this problem? Not let's just stress and just run ourselves ragged mentally focusing on the problem. Instead of just dwelling on the issue, channel your energy into finding a resolution. Taking action can definitely break the cycle of overthinking. I remember once I had a friend who was very unhappy with her job. And whenever she would try to talk to me or confide in me about it, my advice was always, okay, have you started looking into other jobs? Have you started looking into other opportunities? And the answer was always no. And you just want to sit and complain about it. And then she ultimately ended up getting upset with me one day because I said, listen, you've expressed this to me several times and I've suggested that you find a solution to your problem. And I really don't want to hear you just continue to complain about it if you're not willing to do anything. And she had the audacity to get upset with me. It's like, listen, let's be solution oriented and not problem focused, okay? That can definitely help you with the whole overthinking process, right? Next, I would say engage in physical activity. You know, exercise, it definitely releases endorphins, and it's a natural way to just improve your mood. It can improve your circulation, and it can just naturally reduce stress. So just going for a walk, it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. Just go for a walk. Go do some yoga, put on some of your favorite songs and just dance around the house, which I love to do all the time. And that can definitely just naturally lift your mood and just make you feel a little lighter, just make you feel a little lighter on your feet. So some type of physical activity can definitely help you to just kind of get out of a mental loop. It can help you de-stress. It can help you get out of ruminating over something. So it's just an excellent way to divert your mind and to stop overthinking about something. The next tip I would say is write it down. Journaling is such an effective way to kind of get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. I can tell you from personal experience, it just makes such a drastic difference. And until you do it, you may not understand it. But if you have something that's stressing you out, or you find yourself in some type of mental loop about, or whatever the case might be, by simply writing it in a journal, writing it on a piece of paper and getting it physically out of you, can just lift such a weight off of you. So journaling can just be so wonderful for your mental health, and definitely can be very helpful with getting out of a loop of overthinking. And it can be so therapeutic, and also just kind of help you reflect, and that it kind of can help you even more so get a better sense of your feelings around whatever the topic is that you're overthinking about. And then also set realistic goals. Sometimes when we have a spirit of perfectionism, that can lead to stress, that can lead to overthinking. You're like, I'm not going to be satisfied until this is perfect, or this is just right. Listen, instead of trying to achieve the impossible, set attainable goals that allow for mistakes and also give you a chance to learn along the way. Don't get bent out of shape if something isn't perfect. Just do your best, set goals that you know are achievable, and kind of go from there. So between just shifting your focus rather, from problems to solutions, being mindful of when you're overthinking about something, getting in some physical activity, setting realistic goals, these tips I believe can definitely help us all with getting out of the loop of overthinking and live a more peaceful life that can allow us to be more present in the moment. Okay, I hope this video was helpful, and do me a solid and make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so that you will never miss an upload. And if you have a friend or a family member who struggles with this, they are an overthinker and they're always stressing and they're always worried about 10,000 things at one time, please share this content with them as well. And until next time, stay happy, stay helpful, stay at peace, and stop overthinking.